April 2007, Don Imus tells the joke on his radio show and calls the Rutgers girls basketball team nappy-headed hoes. I go on Jay Leno, I guess the next night, and I said they weren't they weren't hoes, but they were nappy-headed. I told a joke and called the firestorm. Um, Civil rights groups were boycotting me. Social activist groups were boycotting me. They were calling venues. They were calling corporations. It was a long time. Even the very people that I had friends who had radio shows, they couldn't bring me on. I was toxic before there was even toxic, but I never apologized and said I never would. I would never apologize for a joke, and nor would I ever malign somebody for telling a joke. I believe the First Amendment is sacrosanct, and I protected it, and I've defended all kinds of things. Never the people, but always their right to say it. I defended things that were so deeply repulsive and offensive to me, but I understood that if I can be able to say some things, they should be able to too. I was the very first person to be canceled. I know it was so bad I couldn't get booked. I had to do Dancing with the Stars, but still, I kept my position. I still said the same thing. I remember when we first started to do the radio, Jasmine, who was one of my dearest friends, we worked together for 14 years. She didn't like me at first because of what she thought I believed. But I still stood firm and believed what I believe, and I believe the First Amendment is sacrosanct. A large reason, part of the reason, where Donald Trump had such an impact with young people because he used podcast bros under the auspices of comedians to say they were tired of this woke thing, they were tired of this politically correct thing. And he swore that he would take the government out of it. And they voted for him. And they brought in droves of people to vote for him under this freedom that they say they want. And now the very thing that they used to say they were afraid of, which is the government, because freedom of speech doesn't mean that people, that groups cannot get offended by something and call people and try to get you fired. That's not an assault by the government. That's not even that isn't what the First Amendment is about. It is about the government being able to use the levers of power to impact your life. Like when the FCC chairman calls and knows that you need a broadcast license or knows that a merger needs to go through and he won't give it to you unless you get rid of these guys, that is the difference. One is cancel culture. That's private. People can do whatever they want. The other is authoritarianism. And all these people, all these comedians who said they just wanted to be able to say what they wanted to say and they wanted cancel culture gone have now accepted it from the government. They've accepted it. Their attack on woke and now they just want to be sleep. I know what it's like to take a stand and almost lose everything because I believed in the right of people to be able to say what they want to say and fought for it and lost things for it. And now, if you're silent, this is what you wanted all along.
America, a cold place. You think they're gonna do you like that one day, Jimmy, when they ask you to do something? And you're gonna be like, fuck that, I ain't doing it. They're gonna be, get your black ass off the ABC network. You ain't on TV no more, Jimmy.
You know what? Probably. It probably will end like that.
People are trying to conflate what happened with Jimmy Kimmel and ABC with what happened with Roseanne Barr and ABC in 2018. ABC made a decision in 2018 to fire Roseanne. It was a corporate decision. She had said something or tweeted something they didn't like, and they fired her. Jimmy Kimmel was fired by ABC or put on leave or indefinite suspicion by ABC with the prompting of the chairman of the FCC. And they were told you could either do the easy way or you could do the hard way. Now, even Roseanne, I defended her right to say what she said, but that didn't free her from consequences. The consequences of a corporation making a decision as opposed to being urged on by a federal entity are two totally different things. Roseanne Barr said, what did she say? She said, Valerie Jarrett looks like the child, a baby between the Muslim Brotherhood and an ape. And then later on, she said, well, she was taking Ambien. And that's funny because Ambien makes you sleepy, not hate black people. That's not. You must have been taking Nicotol.